Hey folks, it's Max with PhoneArena.com. We are at Build 2014 in San Francisco, and if this is a familiar looking logo to you, it should be, because AdDuplex has become very rapidly a industry linchpin within the Windows Phone and Windows community. The company provides cross-promotion of through advertising and other means for developers to promote their apps in a model without having to rely necessarily on monetizing it right away. The company's been in business for just over 3 years and already has more than 5,000 active apps using the service. Their statistics, more than 7,000 apps. So, you know, look at that, already corrected on that. Anyway, they deliver tens of millions of ad impressions per day. They are here at Build 2014, and with us today is the founder and CEO of AdDuplex. It's Alan Mendelevich, based in Vilnius, Lithuania.
Right.
And having a great time at Build?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Finally got some sleep tonight. So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a good day.
Sure. So talk a little bit about, you guys got started in 2011, January.
Yeah.
The idea popped into your head, and
yeah, so the genesis of this was that I was a .NET developer myself. I was involved with the community, and when Microsoft announced Windows Phone, I thought that will be my entrance into mobile development. Then I stayed with the community, and basically immediately after they launched the platform, I started seeing my friends on Twitter and other places complain that, you know, it was very hard to get your app noticed.
Right.
So basically, at that time, it was basically impossible for an indie developer to get your app noticed, and some of them try to monetize with ads, but this doesn't work until you get to some scale.
Right.
So I had an idea. So as we as developers cannot yet monetize it because we are not at scale yet, maybe we should rather use that ad space to promote each other, to get bigger, to get to the scale, and then we can monetize either with paid ads or with by some other means.
And for those that don't understand the concept of being able to achieve some scale, let's say, for example, I have a killer app, and it's something that would be a winner, but if I'm only promoting it to an audience of one, then there's no scale for me to make anything from the app or for the app to see any visibility. And what AdDuplex does is it allows the developer to shoot some visibility of that app across hundreds of thousands of devices that might be running apps that also use AdDuplex.
Yeah, so basically what we do, we help developers promote their apps for free by helping other developers. So as a developer, you just add a line of code into your app, start promoting other apps, and they promote you in return. Yep. All of this is free. There's only one little catch that we take 20% of that exchange.
Sure.
So you show 100 ad impressions for other apps, they will show 80 for you. We will take 20 and sell that to advertisers. And those advertisers are like 99% of them are also other apps, just those who have budget. So basically what you see from AdDuplex in your app is most of the time is ads for other apps, which is nice because people who don't like ads, they usually have that, you know, position to ads because they see advertising for some products that are not really nice.
I don't care about ads about auto insurance, but if I'm playing a racing app and I see another racing app advertised on my phone, that might actually hold some appeal to me. So in just over a year, you went from 0 to a little over 1,000 apps using AdDuplex. In that first few months when you guys got started, you know, how long did it take for you to get from 0 to 100 apps using it? I mean, did this catch on obviously it caught on like wildfire. I mean, you already were the seventh.
Yeah, you know, in retrospect it looks this way, but as I remember, I think after half a year we didn't have 100 apps yet.
Yeah, okay.
And I was happy as a child when we got like 10, 20.
Right.
Then, you know, I was very proud when we had 50, but right now we have more than 7,500 apps.
Yeah.
Actually every day. So.
And that's in an impressively short amount of time. You guys were able to get some investors to assist with your growth, obviously, as well. But I can't help but think that even despite that this growth has been a blessing and also a curse a little bit. You know, what's been the challenge with trying to keep? I mean, are you guys at a point where you're able to handle this scale of growth right now, or what other challenges are you facing?
Yeah, so I think technically we're okay for now. And today we've heard some announcement and the Bill's keynote that like take some of the challenges away from us.
Right.
We were planning to do some things to overcome some limitations, but today we've heard a couple of announcements that let us put this on hold and work on more interesting stuff than trying to do technical scaling.
What was one of those things that stood out to you what does that mean for developers and users, I guess, as well? If anything,
you mean
like the end user, me using the phone and an app that might be using AdDuplex and promoting other apps.
So from our standpoint, we are using Azure to host all of our services, and they've announced a couple of things like increased size of SQL Azure database that we were basically hitting all the time.
Right.
We have to try to overcome it, and that would either result in us spending a lot of time not working on new things for developers and for end users, and rather focus on trying to somehow overcome this limitation.
Right.
So now we can shift the focus back to working on more interesting and more useful stuff than just solving some technical problems.
Cool. Let's take a look at just a couple of the options the way developers use AdDuplex. We got a little flyer here that talks about how developers can promote their apps and how that translates to us, the end user that are using these apps. Just go ahead and take us quickly through the...
So basically there are two ways developers use AdDuplex right now. So the first way is cross-promotion, which I mentioned, which is totally free. You just place a line of code into your app, start promoting other apps, they promote you in return. All of this is free, you grow together. You also can use this scenario as a backup for your paid advertising, if you monetize your app with advertising. A little known fact is that none of the commercial ad networks have a 100% fill rate.
Right.
So they don't always have an ad to show you.
Right.
So even if you have a big app monetized with ads, you are wasting quite a lot of your ad space if you are using only one ad network.
Right.
And due to our nature, we have a virtually 100% fill rate.
Right, because of the promotion.
Yes, because we promote other apps, and it's all balanced.
Right.
So developers use our cross promotion as a backup for their main of their commercial ad network. And the other way is if you have a budget to promote your app, you can also buy that outstanding 20% inventory that we have and promote your app on a bigger scale than what you are getting now with cross promotion.
Sure. So for those in the listening that want to know how this affects you, the user, this is where a developer builds an app, uses the service, and you're going to see an ad window in their app promoting other apps that use AdDuplex, as well as traditional advertisements that get pushed to this space. And then for this is for the developer that maybe builds an app, you buy it for 99 cents, and then he uses AdDuplex to promote his app through other developers' apps. So you, the user, maybe not seeing advertisements on this particular application, but the app is being promoted through the AdDuplex mechanism. And so far it's been pretty successful. You got over 7,500 apps now to show for it.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years. Another thing that has become quite a staple amongst us in the mobile arena in terms of media are the statistics that you gather and publish every month showing Windows Phone activity across different markets, and right down to a granular level about the types of devices and even the carriers using usage rates and things like that. My first question is, how do you decide what countries you're going to track on any given month? Because you always seems to have a variety.
Yeah, so basically every month we do, I don't know, from around 10 countries. And so we are from a small country, but unfortunately, based on our data, it doesn't make sense to cover small countries because the amount of data we have about that country on a particular day is not really statistically relevant to make some assumptions based on it. So it's mostly bigger countries. We cover US every month because it's basically a space that is dictating
we're impossible to ignore.
US is dictating all the like smartphone and technology fashion in the world. And which is sort of unfortunate in the phone's case because it's doing much better in other places.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so we cover US and then we cover like around 10 other countries, and we try to not to cover the same country twice in a row. So for quite a long time we've covered India every month because it was very dynamic and it showed it was like a poster country for Lumia 520, how it went from zero to like half of the Indian market.
Right.
So it was very interesting to cover it every month, but now it's stabilized and we've switched to our previous model of covering basically a set maybe of 20 countries
and you gather that based on the number of apps. You just grab a selection of apps that are using AdDuplex, and then you grab that data. Is it a single day snapshot that you look at when you do that?
So we've decided to limit it to a single day. So basically mostly for technical reasons, because it's making sense of all the different phone model names that are reported and different data sets. It takes some time, and we think day worth data from one day is quite enough to make some conclusions based on it. So
sure,
we take one day every month and we cover the database of that day.
Yeah, it's become a real, it's become a staple of kind of getting a reading about the state of the Windows Phone environment around the world.
It's funny how these things happen kind of by accident.
Right.
It's because I was doing it, you can say it for fun, not regularly, and then one day we actually did a Windows 8 report, right? A month after Surface was released. No one knew what's going on with it, and that report got on fire, and I got calls even from like old school media, like Los Angeles Times and San Francisco Chronicle, and then realized that in the whole world there are only a few companies who has this sort of data, and two of them are Microsoft and Nokia, who are not that willing to share it, and then us basically.
Right.
So we realized that we have data that is interesting to people, and we can share it. No one is forbidding us to do it. So and it's interesting, and it's good both for our community, both for media, and for us to get our name out there. So.
That's good stuff. Yeah, and we like reporting it too, especially because you put those very useful graphs at the same time. So it's good stuff. So that's a snapshot of AdDuplex and the founder Alan Melendovich and. All the way here from Vilnius, Lithuania. Got the whole team here. And for you folks that are developers and looking to get into the game, their mantra is to advertise before you monetize, because the whole idea is to get some scale. They're giving away boomerangs here at...
This sort of symbolizes how it works. You put your data, put your ad impressions in, and you get them back.
So. You get them back, right. Well, thanks for spending time with us here at Build 2014.
Thank you.
And we'll take it from there. So that's a look at one of the staples of the Windows Phone environment. We're here at Build 2014 in San Francisco, California. Keep checking back with PhoneArena.com for more about Windows Phone, the Windows environment here in San Francisco.